Joining us tonight is Chris Farrell, Director of Investigations and Research for Judicial Watch. Let me ask you, if I may, Chris, first, perhaps a question you don't often get asked. You run a lot of investigations. How would you score the Intelligence Committee's efforts to this point?
It's a failure. If my investigators on my staff came back to me after 9 months and gave the mealy-mouthed double-talk answers that Mr. Burr and Mr. Warner presented to the public, I'd fire them. Well,
Senator Warner outdid himself and just pure blathered in response to the questions. I mean, this is preposterous. And yet Mitch McConnell is not talking, obviously, with the chair and the ranking member to say, come on, guys. No one is trying to make sense or keep this in proportion. This is, I don't know if the right word is a witch hunt, but it is an obvious insult to not only the American taxpayer, but the intelligence of Americans throughout the country. To have this go forward without any evidence of any kind, no crime defined, no crime found, what in the world do they... And by the way, I'm talking with Alan Dershowitz just the other day, who said point blank, collusion is not a crime. He can't condone anything that they're doing.
Well, as I've said many times on this show, no one can name the criminal predicate. No one can tell you what law was broken. And in that regard, you know, unfortunately, Senator Burr serves as a glorified sock puppet to Senator Warner's 2020 campaign that is getting ginned up right now. This is all, you know, ad soundbite material. The other thing is they've produced supposedly 4,000 pages of witness testimony. Make it public. Put it up on the internet, and let's crowdsource it. I bet you I can come up with some conclusions to draw.
Well, I don't doubt that for a moment. Burr says that he's hit the wall. The chairman, the hardworking chairman, has hit the wall with the Trump dossier from the former British spy, Chris Steele, who, by the way, we still don't know if he was on the FBI payroll, who was throwing money at him. GPS fusion has just sort of disappeared from the conversation here. Teneo hasn't been brought up lately. Somebody has been, well, hard at work to keep them below the radar and certainly out of media attention. This smells to high heaven, and if anything, it looks like the Senate Intelligence Committee itself, with its maladroit insistence on grandstanding and persisting in the face of no evidence, they look like they are involved in the same web that is being woven across Washington.
Well, let me give the Senate Intelligence Committee some leads. I'll give them some pointers. Start off with the DNC server, then go over and have Debbie Wasserman Schultz come in and explain her relationship with the Awan brothers. Let's look at that for a while. You want to find some Russian collusion? You want to find some foreign intelligence involvement, foreign contact and control? Look at the Awan brothers and that little gang running the email and servers for Debbie Wasserman Schultz and about 40 other Democratic members, and then ask the Republican leadership why they aren't saying the same thing that I am right now. These are legitimate, open counterintelligence questions where we have real evidence of bad actors.
Real
Why aren't we looking at that? Correct.
And Chris, this is just beyond comprehension that Burr continues to act like I mean, he's become Warner's lackey here. It is appalling to watch. Surely somebody on his staff, someone in his family, should point out to the good senator that you look awfully foolish here.
It is embarrassing. I don't know how he gets up and makes those presentations and then lets Warner go on his little tirade. It's really disrespectful to his own office. It's a shame.
Yeah. Chris Farrell, as always, great to have you with us. I wish we had much more time. We've got a lot more to discuss, and let's do that in the next few days if we can. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Lou.